So the other day, my friend Proto sent me a link from a Twitter user called @Beelzemons, which was talking about a part of Digimon I had never heard of before. Digging deeper and finding additional tweets from JP Excelsior, and eventually an entire website by one of the people who worked on it, I want to show you today that there was a Saban Brands commissioned Digimon Fusion mobile game, as well as tons of mock-up Digimon Fusion designs that you never saw. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And did you know that people that don't like and subscribe to my channel don't get chalky milk at night before bed?
You're a monster!
That's a terrifying concept to me. I'd hit the like and subscribe button and ring that bell if I were you to make sure you get chalky milk because you're epic. And yes, given that Digimon Eirias will be sadly shutting down in April of this year, pour one out for Harris Mod.
For me, and one for my homies.
No Digimon Fusion mobile games? Digimon Eirias shutting down. Does Digimon Survive even have a release date yet? Of course not, you fat prick. Alright, there's no need for that. As a Digimon fan in Wales, it just seems like it gets harder and harder every year to get Digimon items in my country. I'm sorry. Ow! What the fuck was that? Oh, it's the Digimon Tamers Digimon EX2 set that I bought on Amazon JP using Buyee's add to cart function. Are they today's sponsor? Well, yes, obviously. Buyee is a proxy service getting you access to all the goods you want from Japan. Whether it be Yahoo Japan auctions and shopping, Amazon, Mercari, Rakuten, or many more. Buyee is so simple and easy to use and even has their own browser extension, which lets you shop directly on websites like Amazon JP, add stuff to your Buyee cart, then check out. And when you use my exclusive link in the description down below and sign up to make your first purchase with Buyee, they will give you a 2,000 yen coupon, that's roughly $20 US, that can be used with any purchase you make on Buyee. And right now is a great time to use that coupon. The new Tamers Dim cards are out, the Magnamon Figurized standard model kit is out, as well as tons more Digimon merchandise coming out through the rest of the year. So like I say, do use my coupon, get yourself 2,000 yen off your first purchase, and it does help me too. Thank you to Buyee for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to it. It felt appropriate to talk about a Digimon mobile game that didn't even get to release, let alone come out and eventually be cancelled prematurely, like Digimon Eirias and Lynx and Heroes. Damn, Bandai, you're cold.
Goddamn right.
Oh, but that's just how gacha games work.
I know. But back in 2013, Saban Brands actually wanted their own slice of the Digimon mobile game pie and purchased a company called the Playforge to bring this idea to life. We all know this thanks to a Behance gallery by a former employee of the Playforge called Ray Chan, and I've linked the full website in the description down below if you want to check it out. And this website is just packed to the rafters with super cool stuff, because a lot of these are just concept, pre-production ideas to be sent to Saban for Saban to then decide whether they wanted to go ahead with the project. In the gallery, we get a look at a mock-up for the overworld as well as some of the gameplay concepts, including a Subway Surfers-esque game, where Mikey would fly through digital portals, and a battle system which... Doesn't this screenshot look like a non-isometric version of Digimon Survive? Like with the proportions of the sprites in that specific foresty background? That's an odd coincidence. And during this pre-production and pitch phase, quote, "It was a really fun time. We started every day watching 1 or 2 actual episodes of Digimon Cross up until the end of the first season, just so the entire team who were unfamiliar with Digimon could really understand the characters and get into the world. This really helped put many of the artists into the mindset of Digimon, and we even made some fusions which were not canon but part of a fun exercise where we would pick a few random characters and imagine what they would look like as fusions." So yeah, the team came up with a bunch of original and unique Digimon fusions during this time. As such, basically all of these designs are just for fun. They are not inherently cancelled or unreleased Digimon, but there is definitely a possibility that some of them could have been picked up and folded into the mobile game if Saban had gone ahead with it. You just never know in a mobile game what variant exclusives might show up. Digimon Lynx and Digimon Eirias are good examples of JP Digimon mobile games that have completely unique forms. Some recent examples being the Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon variants in Digimon Eirias and the Mutant Digimon in Digimon Lynx. Either way, it's just super fun to look at what a company in a somewhat official capacity came up with for Digicross or Digimon fusions. Some standouts to me are these Dracomon fusions. We see one with Blue Meramon acting as a sort of rival Shoutmon mech form comprised of Dracomon, Male Birdramon, and 2010 Greymon. Then the next form form, which adds 2010 Cyberdramon into the mix too. But also of great interest to me are some of these Shoutmon fusions, including a couple of ideas with Pharaohmon, a really nifty one with Deputymon, and I think the biggest standouts, the Armor Digimon fusions, with mockups including these two sick fusions with Wormmon's Courage armor form, Shadramon, that played with Shoutmon's proportions a little bit. The second taller one in particular really feeling like a true successor to Shadramon and Flamedramon. Then there are some slightly more out there fusions with Lunamon, Deputymon, and another Wormmon armor, Togamogumon. Two Wormmon armors, huh? I wonder if someone on that team also had a big love for my little wormy boy. Aside from that are some more super fun ideas and experiments for fusions, and what I really like across all of them is they feel much more like Jogress to me, or at the very least somewhere in the middle between Jogress and Digicross, which honestly might have been super appealing to the US and English speaking audience that this mobile game would seemingly cater towards. A common criticism I hear of Digicross or Fusion is that the forms feel a little bit slapped together, either very Megazordy or just kinda out there. And while some people absolutely adore that, some people I think would have preferred a more traditional Jogress style that we saw in shows like Digimon Adventure 02. These mock-ups designs looking this way might be explained by the fact that the team picked Armor Evolutions, perhaps some being fans or at least familiar with 02. But either way, just super interesting to see a different team which isn't the Digimon Cross Wars team take a crack at Digicross or Fusion. But unfortunately, as with so many really cool looking projects before it, Saban Brands did unfortunately pull the plug before it could so much as leave the pre-production stages. So, Digimon Fusion's mobile game? What happened? According to Ray, while all this was going on, the company had released 2 more games under the Zombie Farm brand, but weren't successful, and signs the company hasn't making as much money were starting to show. I personally speculate that Saban Brands saw this as a sign to pull out of the mobile market, or that the Playforge would not be able to make a return on investment if they made a Digimon mobile game. It also didn't help that the studio didn't have much of a roadmap for the game, and we received little to no communication between our team and Saban about the direction of the game. Sadly, in October 2013, the game studio announced to the team that they were going to close and the entire staff was laid off. A game studio trying their best, receiving very little communication from the head honchos and ultimately all being laid off? Man, it really is a modern video game, huh? So yes, one of the only exciting Western Digimon mobile games we've ever seen unfortunately was doomed to fail from the start. And while this doesn't shock me in the slightest given how doomed Digimon Fusion was as a project in general, as well as how all over the place Saban's decisions have been, with all the properties they own or used to own like Digimon, Power Rangers and more, as well as the video game industry workplace culture seemingly just getting worse and worse every year since 1990. I am still saddened by this, and even somewhat surprised. You can definitely tell that the team at the Playforge had a lot of enthusiasm and excitement to work on this project, specifically the Fusion concept. And who knows what they could have delivered if they'd just been given more time, resources, and communication from Saban. I don't know whether this game would have been good or bad, but at least it would have been nice to give it a goddamn chance.
He's right. Do you know that?
But it wasn't meant to be, and I at least hope that the people who worked on this at the Playforge who were sadly let go did get to work on greater and bigger things in future, I think they deserve it. Anyway, that is the cancelled Digimon Fusion game that sadly never was. Make sure to check out Ray's full post on Behance in the description down below, as well as his full gallery of other projects he's worked on, and also shoutouts to my boy Proto, at Beelzemons and at JP Excelsior, who are the entire reason I even knew this project existed, and my wonderful sovereign ZBK14, and my amazing Digidestined, Nightshade J, Levi Villay, Cole Taku, Kenya Kubiyaki, Kya Jaeger, Rule Lima, Envy BBX, Dresden Nova, Metallic Pool, Triple D, Reese Williams, Sad Uncle Callum, and Crimson Dragon Slayer, as well as all the other people you can see on screen now for supporting this channel with their hard-earned money, getting early access to all my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.